Everyone in the family believed the same thing. The grandfather didn't care about the younger son. He never corrected him, he never praised him, he never warned him. When the family praised the older son, the grandfather stayed silent. But no one knew the truth. His silence was the greatest lesson of all. This family lived in a small village, surrounded by green fields and narrow dirt paths, where everyone knew each other. The grandfather had worked in the fields all his life, from sunrise to sunset, bending, planting, and harvesting. He had survived floods, droughts, and years of hard labor. He believed that struggle was the greatest teacher. The older son reflected that belief perfectly. He was disciplined, focused, and respected in the village. He had good crops, helped neighbors, and followed traditions. The family proudly spoke about him to everyone in the village, saying, "He's doing well." A bright future ahead. The younger son was different. He tried many things but mastered none. He struggled with farming, school, and household responsibilities. He wasn't lazy, he was lost. In a world that demanded clear results, he faltered. In a village that measured worth by usefulness, he felt invisible. Slowly, people stopped believing in him. What hurt the most was not the comparisons. It was the grandfather's silence. The younger son often wondered, "Why won't he say anything to me?" Even anger would have been easier to handle. At least anger would mean he mattered. But silence felt like rejection. At night, when everyone slept, the younger son replayed moments in his head. Moments when he failed at farming, moments when he failed at school, moments when he couldn't help at home. He blamed himself. "Maybe I really am useless," he thought. But what he didn't see was that the grandfather saw everything. From the corner of the hut behind the fire, from quiet observation, the grandfather watched. He noticed when the younger son woke up early to water the fields. He noticed when the harvest failed. He noticed the disappointment hiding behind forced smiles. And he said nothing, not because he didn't care, but because he cared too deeply. The grandfather believed something most people forget. Advice given too early becomes dependency. Support given too often becomes weakness. He wanted the younger son to discover his own strength. One evening, after another failed crop, the younger son finally broke. He felt small, invisible, and replaceable. He walked into the grandfather's hut, his voice shaking. "I don't think I'm good at anything," he said. "I try, but nothing works." The room was quiet. For a moment he regretted speaking. Then the grandfather slowly looked up and spoke, for the first time. "I was waiting," he said calmly. "Waiting for what?" "For the day you would speak for yourself," he continued. The younger son froze. "If I had guided you earlier, you would have walked my path," the grandfather said. "But I wanted you to find your own." He paused, then said, "Strength built from advice disappears when advice is gone, but strength built from struggle stays forever." The younger son felt something shift inside him. The grandfather stood up slowly and walked to the doorway, looking at the fields under the sunset. "I lived a life where no one guided me," he said. "I failed more times than you can imagine, but failure taught me patience. Silence taught me resilience." Then he turned back and said something unforgettable. The strongest people in the world were not motivated by words. They were shaped by pain, loneliness, and responsibility. That night, the younger son didn't feel magically confident, but he felt awake. For the first time, he understood. Silence was not neglect. Silence was preparation. From that day on, he stopped asking for validation. He started building habits, waking up early, learning farming techniques, failing again, but failing forward. No applause, no praise, just progress. Years later, that younger son became skilled and respected. Not perfect, not instantly successful, but independent, capable, and strong. When people asked him, "What changed your life?" he smiled and said, "A man who never spoke until I was ready to listen." Some people don't guide you with words. They guide you with silence, because they know real strength is not taught, it is discovered.